Yo, and welcome back to the Fix Sports Podcast, which is the realest and the blackest sports podcast you have ever heard in your entire life. I'm coming straight from the side, going down. Audio Shop Talk brought to you right in your ear hole by yours truly, Joseph Ward, right here on the Freedom Train Network at www right here www.freedomtrainradio.com. Fake Sports Podcast is the number one. I'm putting it out there in the atmosphere. I'm gonna say it every week. The Fake Sports Podcast is the number one sports podcast in all of the world, Craig. The whole world, Craig. We're putting it out there in the atmosphere, so we go ahead and climb these charts, and with y'all help, we can climb the charts. So make sure y'all subscribing to the Fix Sports Podcast. Make sure you download it. Make sure you telling a friend to tell a friend, and make sure you sharing it and all those things there. And I appreciate everybody who been rocking with the Fix Sports Podcast. You heard me. It really go down. We back for another episode, and I know for a fact that this is episode 28. I got my shit together this time. So I know for a fact this is episode 28, which means we got 3 more episodes in season 5. It's been a good season. It's been a long season. We'd have rolled into this 2020, and 2020 been wild. 2020 been like a roller coaster up and down here, but we still here. Got 3 more episodes for the year, and then we're gonna take. We usually take our 3 week break, but I'm not gonna leave it high and dry this time on the break. You are gonna have something to rock with, to tune in to. So just stick with me and just stay tuned, and I got you. You heard me? We might even do some giveaways and things like that. But man, we back. Episode 28, another week in sports, another thing that can happen. Your boy Usain Bolt then got the Rona. Usain Bolt then tested positive for that coronavirus, man. It's that thing spread easily, man. Y'all know that Rona spread easy, so don't be out here tripping. Don't be out here thinking that you super man or superwoman and you won't be the person who get that Rona, because that Rona is spread real easy now, because now you got all types of people getting that Rona. So that boy Usain Bolt and tested positive. So make sure y'all support the Fix on Patreon, though. Straight up. www.patreon.com/the-fix. That way you can actually get the videos of this, and sooner or later I'm gonna have some live chats and some live things coming up to my Patreon page, just getting all my ducks in a row. But you definitely can get this video. Definitely can get access to this video. Become a patron for as little as $1 a month, and your contributions will help the Fix Sports Podcast improve as a podcast, help the Freedom Train Network improve as a platform, so we can give you better stuff. So all you gotta do is rock with us. And remember though, that the Fix Sports Podcast is brought to you by On the Shoulders of Giants. And On the Shoulders of Giants brings you African history at your fingertips and on the go through their On the Shoulders of Giants book series, the On the Shoulders of Giants blog, the On the Shoulders of Giants African History Curriculum app, which is available on Android. The iPhone is available. iPhone app is available. It's developed. It's done. It's just not available right now. We're still getting a few things together, but we coming back with that iPhone. I got a good bundle for y'all too. Got a good app bundle that I'm finna bust y'all in the head with. So rock with me. The On the Shoulders of Giants YouTube channel. Make sure you check that out. YouTube.com/On the Shoulders one. Make sure you check out the On the Shoulders of Giants nonprofit organization on the website, www.ontheshoulders1.com. Make sure you can contact On the Shoulders of Giants for virtual learning right now in the midst of this coronavirus outbreak. Right? You want to help your kids learn more African history. You want them to learn more about their past, about the greatness of African history. Make sure you hit On the Shoulders of Giants up, got educational things for you and your people. So www.ontheshoulders1.com. You can also support On the Shoulders of Giants on Patreon at patreon.com/OTSOG. Hey man, it like I said, episode 28, Fix Sports Podcast, about to get it in. Put your seatbelts on. And if you don't put your seatbelt on, the show fault, because it's getting in and we getting all drop. I don't know what that mean, man. It just rhyming, getting on down, because this is my time and getting down and doing big. Tell them now we in the twig. Mess with me, I bust your wig. I'm getting wicked. Everybody wanna come down and stick it, lick it, kick it, like a Mickey Mouse. Baby girl bounce. Everybody wanna see you go and use your mouth. That's just me being vulgar. I'm in a Volkswagen trying to pull me over. She said, let me put my hand on your shoulder. I said, baby girl, I wish this was a Rover. Over. Bars. All right, so what we talking about today on the fix? What we talking about today on the fix? All right, so HBCU Spotlight is aimed at a young man named Phil Carr, who's an alumnus of Morgan State, who overcrossed seas doing his thing on the basketball court. So we're gonna show him some love. HBCU news, still at Morgan State. Unfortunately, the young man named Jordan Cofield was killed in a car crash. So we're gonna show him some love, some condolences. So Jordan Cofield is his name. Then we're gonna get into some things, man. College football was actually played this week. Yeah, in the middle of all this wrong, the college football was actually played, and we're gonna talk about it. It was Austin P in Central Arkansas. They just had to play, so we're gonna talk about it. We definitely gonna talk about it. We definitely gotta get into this NBA protest, this NBA walkout, this NBA psych. We back. So we definitely gonna get into that, and I'll let y'all know what I think about that. We're gonna read into it and you know what I'm saying, seeing what other folk got to say, because I heard there's a little bit of dissension into that. So we're gonna see. Surrounding the NBA, the brief boycott, Mike Pence's chief calls NBA protests absurd, while Jared Kushner says he'll reach out to LeBron James. And I'll tell you my thoughts on that, because you can reach out, LeBron James, just redirect him to somebody who really do this stuff. So there's a young lady named Tanisha Tate, who's on the organization of the Jacksonville Jaguars, who's been appointed to VP of Social Responsibility and Impact. So we're going to unpack that. There are 8 players who come from Washington, the Huskers, who are suing the Big Ten over the fall postponement. They don't want the season to be postponed, so they suing the Big Ten. Right. Then we're going to give y'all updates on what happened in the NBA playoffs. Some people done went home. Some people got eliminated. Some people still here. So we're going to get into that. There's a black man who's a real estate developer who became a majority owner of a professional baseball team. So we're definitely going to talk about that. And our weekly rant is going back to Herschel Walker. Dumbass. Herschel Walker. Sit your ass down, man. Sit your ass down, Herschel Walker, man. Y'all here looking like a damn fool, man. But you know how we do that thing, though. We got to start that thing off right. We got that HBCU spotlight. We got to start this thing off right. Got that HBCU spotlight.
Please enter your PIN followed by the pound or hash. If you do not know your PIN, please enter pound or hash.
What the hell is that?
Thank you. Please enter your PIN followed by the pound or hash.
What the hell is this?
If you do not know your PIN, please enter pound or hash.
Man, play my goddamn music. You messing me up.
Thank you.
Now I got to start over. I was finna get into it, and the white lady. That's how white supremacy works. Oh yeah, HBCU spotlight for real this time. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Hey, do a little something like this. HBCU spotlight. I ain't entering no pound or pen. You're gonna play my music. Don't you ever interrupt my HBCU spotlight music talking about no pound or pen. You don't know me. I quit school because of recess and came back and only mess with recess. You heard me? So, young man named Phil Carr, he gets a new pro deal. Well, where he playing at, B? What Phil Carr playing at? All right, so former Morgan State standout swingman Phil Carr continues to make a name for himself as a professional overseas. Overseas. So Carr recently signed to play with the Norrköping Dolphins, a professional team in Sweden that competes in the Basketgallion basket. Okay. I believe this move to Sweden made the most sense in terms of progressing my career and reaching my ultimate goal, said Carr. I take pride in my scoring and rebounding abilities. Additionally, I'm a good perimeter and post defender. The work that I put in while I was at Morgan has afforded me the opportunities that I receive every summer. It has also helped me uplift everyone around me and make them better. All right, now, Phil, I hear you, Phil. 24-year-old played most recently at Iskra Svit in Slovakian SBL League. In 27 games, he averaged an impressive 17.6 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal. During his professional career, his accolades include being selected to Eurobasket.com. I done added everything on that. Eurobasket.com All Slovakian League second team all imports team and earned a league player of the week. Before testing the international waters, Carl played a season in the NBA G League. He signed a two-way contract with the New York Knicks and their G League affiliate, the Westchester Knicks, before being later traded to the Canton Charge, the Cleveland Cavaliers G League affiliate. He saw a slight bump in minutes during his time in Canton. Phil Carr can match expectations and also exceed them. He proved that during his time at Morgan State. He came to Morgan in 2015 after a season of playing on the JUCO circuit. He automatically fit within the Bears scheme, and due to this, he started over 70 games in 3 years. He was consistent. He led his team in rebounds during every season he played for the Bears, and that's from 2015 to 2018. Carr averaged over 30 minutes a game in that time span as well. He was an all MEAC conference first team selection during his senior campaign. Carr became one of only 7 players in Morgan State history to score over 1,000 points and grab over 700 rebounds. He became the 19th member of Morgan State University's 1,000-point club, scoring 1,165 points in 87 games and ranked sixth in the school's charts with 741 rebounds, totals that he accumulated in just 3 seasons. As a senior, Carr also garnered National Association of Basketball Coaches All-District 15 First Team honors for the second consecutive season and received second team box toe row Division I All-American honors as well. Carr graduated from Morgan State in 2018, and this will be his 3rd season in pro basketball. My dog out there doing it. That boy Carr. That boy Carr out there doing it, man. Put y'all hands together for that boy Carr, man. That boy Carr out there doing that thing, man. My dog Carr. Drive that car. 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 I see you, dog. I see you, Mr. Carr. I see you, Mr. Carr. Tell Miss Carr. I know you know. I see you, Carr. I see you, big dog, out there balling. Big dog, I see you out there getting it. Fill up, Carr. Phil Carr. Hey man, so y'all remember that name, Phil Carr. He over there. Where he at again? He in Sweden. Sweden. Vegans. You over there in Sweden. I know I probably just did something totally wrong, but I did. So he's over there in Sweden doing his thing. So Phil Carr, man, shout out to you. Salute to you, my brother. I hope you continue to ball out and do your thing over there in Sweden. That there, my people. It's that HBCU spotlight. Feeling in bones. Do a little something like that for that H, B's, C's, and U's spotlight, because we got to do what we do. Say we talking about sports, the HBCU, Black College and University, TCU, because you want to come and say, y'all don't talk, but I say that and I still walk because I am the man running the land. And I got $1 million in my hand. So you wanna come see how I get down? Hey, everybody know that I'm running this town. Podcasting is what I do on the weekend cause I like to. I bring in money. I entertain fans. I gotta get right cause I'm stacking all the bands. Ho, say what you won't do. Man, that's my HBCU spotlight. One time for the homeboy Phil Carr over there in Sweden doing his thing, Morgan State alumni. So let's stay with the HBCU theme, but moving to HBCU news. And this is a more somber, sad story. So Morgan State University is mourning the loss of one of its student athletes. Right. So Jordan Cofield, a member of Morgan State's football program, died in a motorcycle crash, according to his mother. Cherie M. Goody, Cofield's mother, said her 20-year-old son crashed into the guardrail of I-795 and died on the scene. According to the police report, it was a single crash incident involving a motorcycle on northbound I-795 prior to the Owing Mills Boulevard exit at 9:53 p.m. on Saturday night. Cofield played wide receiver and returned kicks for Morgan State. He caught 10 passes for 105 yards and a touchdown last year. He was heading into his junior season on the field. My heart is extremely heavy and my soul is crushed, Good wrote. Good wrote that her son had just moved into his own apartment for the first time 2 weeks ago. This is what Dr. Cherie M. Good wrote. It's with extreme sadness and an absolute broken heart that I share this tragic passing of my youngest son, Jordan Cofield, tonight at the tender age of only 20 years old. He was in a motorcycle accident on 795 tonight and died on the scene. My heart is extremely heavy and my soul is crushed. I ask for your fervent prayers, as this is one of the toughest, most devastating things I've ever had to attempt to heal from. Rest in peace, my son, my heartbeat, my love. He has such a promising future ahead of him, such a huge loss. He just moved into his own apartment 2 weeks ago and come to see me this morning. Dear God, give me the strength I am now. So, Morgan State coach Tyrone Wheatley posted a tribute to his fallen player on Sunday. It's a very, very, very sad day for our football program. We are in shock with the news of Jordan Cofield's passing, Wheatley wrote. Jordan was a tremendous student athlete, great teammate, and will be missed by all. We send our deepest condolences, prayers to the Cofield family and his many friends. So I want to make sure we give a moment of silence for Jordan Cofield. Already. already, man. Rest in peace, my brother. Rest in peace. All right, let's go ahead and get with the shits. Let's get with the shits early. Let's get it early up in this podcast arena. Let's get with the shits early. I'm talking about why wait? Why wait? Why wait? Kawhi. We with it. We with it. We with it. We with it. So we had college football this weekend. Yeah, you heard me right. We had college football this weekend. Central Arkansas and Austin Peay, I believe that's what I said earlier. Yep, Central Arkansas and Austin Peay. And so college football in 2020 is off to a roaring start, according to this Yahoo Sports, right? After months of uncertainty, postponements, cancellations, snipping, protests, and as always, the coronavirus, the FCS, Austin Peay, and Central Arkansas opened the season on Saturday in Montgomery, Alabama. Greenbow, Alabama. Following an Austin Peay touchback on the opening kickoff, the Governors instantly scored with a 75-yard run from running back C.J. Evans Jr. Uh-oh, they got some audio, they got some video of it. Oh, bam! He hit that hole. Bam! Hey, wow. Yeah, that was horrible tackle. That was horrible tackle. Buttigieg did what he wanted to do. Oh, bam! Option. Bam! He hit the first hole. Yeah, them boys just trash out there. Central Arkansas out there just trash on that first, because it was an option left. He got the pitch because the quarterback faked the give on the option, got the pitch, and when Buddy hit that corner because they had everybody blocked. Central Austin Peay, everybody executed their blocking. Central Arkansas just out there looking trash. So first play of the game, 75 yards. That's a welcome sight for a season that some fear wouldn't be happening over the summer. Multiple conferences, including the Big Ten and Pac-12, canceled or postponed their seasons as the coronavirus started hitting campuses. The threat of COVID-19 was even felt by Austin Peay, which reportedly had multiple key players sidelined because someone they lived with tested positive for the virus, and they still played. That says a lot. That says a lot, and they still play. While the touchdown was a strong start for Austin Peay, Central Arkansas ended up winning the game 24-17. Central Arkansas and Austin Peay played despite the Ronas and despite somebody close to their program having that Ronas, and they still play. They still play. I don't know, man. It just don't sound smart to me or safe or that. You heard me? It just don't sound safe, B, or that. It don't sound safe. So whatever, man. I'm just wondering what the corona protocols are. What are the actual corona protocols? What do they put? What safety measures do they have in place to make sure that nobody is coming onto the field with corona? Are they testing before every game? They're testing everybody before the game. Are they doing like rapid test? You know, how can they ensure that people won't still go out and do something stupid? I mean, I've been seeing people not take Rona serious since the shit then started. All week this week, I'm not gonna put no mask on. I seen you yesterday, so I feel like I ain't gotta put no mask on. Or a lot of y'all kill me. I got my mask on, but my nose out. It's a respiratory virus, which means you can breathe it in through your nose too. That's why the mask was designed to cover your nose and your mouth. But you know what? Y'all got it. Y'all experts and professionals. Put your mask on the way you want to put it on. Just stay away from me. That's why Joseph stays in the house for the most part, unless I need to leave. I'm staying in the house. I'm staying in the house because I don't need to get no Ronas. That's not what I need in my life. Thug life. Yay, yay. So, but like I said, 24-17, Central Arkansas beat Austin Peay. Um, Limited highlights from this game. A lot of people don't really care. Uh, I even forgot the game was on this weekend, just like most people probably did. Most people forgot the game was on. I know. I know. But it happened, and here we are. So I just want to let y'all know, man, Austin Peay versus Central Arkansas, man, it happened. 24-17, Austin Peay. Central Arkansas got the win. So. All right. So let's get deeper into this shit. Yeah. Because young black man named Jacob Blake was shot 7 times in the back by the police. And of course, there's many different ideas, thoughts, and feelings coming through this. The one that shouldn't come and shouldn't be thought of is, well, shit like this happen all the time. But that's the problem. Shit like this do happen all the time. So I looked up some numbers the other day. I'm not going to take these numbers to the bank, but those are the numbers that I found. Nevertheless, that said 2020 has been about 111 shootings where the police have shot at least 111 black people this year, which is a lot for somebody to be for a portion of the population that's like third largest population in America with whites, Hispanics, and then us, right? So, the disproportionate factor and all those things go into it. But the NBA players decided that, man, fuck this shit, because we're already on the heels of the George Floyd protests and what happened with Breonna Taylor and everybody before them. Hopefully, everybody before them, during them, and after them, right? So there's a time between George Floyd and Jacob Blake where things were not sensationalized or caught in the news. So things were happening, but nobody really knew or nobody cared. I don't know. But nevertheless, the young man Jacob Blake, or the gentleman Jacob Blake, was shot in the back 7 times by the police, paralyzed. He didn't die. This time he didn't die, paralyzed by the police. And the NBA players decided that they were going to protest. A short-lived protest, but they said they were going to protest because they were angry at what happened. And I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with them being angry and expressing their anger. But I don't want anybody to believe that sports protests are going to eventually lead to the end of racism and white supremacy. I'm not saying they shouldn't do it. And I'm not saying it can't even be a tactic that can't be used. I'm not even saying that. What I am saying is protest alone from any realm won't be the reason why black people are safe and racism is dead in America. And I get more into that, even though I've been talking about it forever. So let me read. So the NBA and NBPA issued a statement on Friday confirming the resumption of the postseason. They are resuming postseason. So After the postponement of Wednesday and Thursday and Friday's games, NBA playoff games in response to the police shooting of Jacob Blake, the league plans to resume games on Saturday, according to a joint statement issued by the league and the NBAPA. And the NBAPA is the Players Association, right? 3 games that will be played on Saturday. Well, this is an older article. So 3 games that were played on Saturday. Now we had the Magic and the Bucks, the Thunder and the Rockets, and the Lakers and the Trailblazers. Sunday, Celtics and the Raptors, Clippers, Mavericks, and Jazz and the Nuggets. A players' meeting Thursday morning came after the postponement of 3 playoff games on Wednesday, including the Bucks Magic game, when the Bucks decided not to come out of their locker room because it happened in what city? It's a Wisconsin city. Kenosha. Yeah, it happened in Kenosha. So not too far from Milwaukee, so it's in their home state. So they decide they're not gonna play. I have a problem. Whatever. The league's board of governors also had a call on Thursday morning to address Wednesday's night walkouts, in addition to what needs to happen next. Several leaders on the Lakers roster, along with some players from other teams, reportedly stayed up into the early morning hours to hash out the issues inside the bubble. As a result of those talks, all players were able to agree to resume the season per Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN. During a meeting Wednesday evening that consisted of players and coaches, the Lakers and Clippers were among the minority of teams that pushed the end of the season. According to Sham Sharana of The Athletic, LeBron James said in the meeting he wants the team owners to be more involved and take action. I don't know. Milwaukee's walkout ahead of Game 5 against the Magic came in response to the shooting of Blake, an unarmed black man in Kenosha, Wisconsin on last Sunday. Shortly after the Bucks made a statement by not playing, the Rockets and Thunder decided also not to play, as well as the Lakers and the Blazers. Bucks owner Mark Lashley, Wes Edens, and Jamie Dinan released the following joint statement. We fully support our players in the decisions they made. Although we did not know beforehand we would have wholeheartedly agreed with them. The only way to bring about change is to shine the light on the racial injustices that are happening in front of us. Our players have done that, and we will continue to stand alongside them and demand accountability and change. And I want a pot pie. I know they ain't got nothing to do with what I just read, but I want a pot pie. Okay. Many NBA players and coaches have spoken with heavy hearts since the shooting of Blake. And earlier Wednesday, the Toronto Raptors discussed the possibility of sitting out Game 1 of their second round matchup against the Boston Celtics Thursday. Coaches like Doc Rivers have given emotional statements in response to the shooting of Blake, stating poignantly, "We keep loving this country, and this country don't love us back." And I saw that. But first of all, Doc, we don't keep loving this country. You keep loving this country. Let's be specific. We don't love this country. You love this country. Raptors guard Fred VanVleet told media on Thursday that in order to bring change, players will have to put something up to lose rather than just money or visibility. By sitting out games, that certainly makes a statement that the players are sick and tired of nothing changing in regard to police brutality against Black people in this country, following along below, right? So, and like I said, I don't have an issue at all with players doing this, with players boycotting, sitting out, as long as we don't believe that this is actually what's going to bring the change that we need. The ending, the collapsing, the total dismantling, the destruction, all of that of white supremacy. White supremacy has to go. White supremacy has to be ended. But once again, like I always say, we got to start America over, bro. And sis, what was the purpose of slavery? What was the purpose of racism? What was the total purpose of it? Right? To acquire power, land, resources, and wealth. So they got to give up power, land, resources, and wealth. And if you're not about giving up power, land, resources, and wealth, then you ain't serious about ending racism. If you ain't serious about ending racism, then what the hell we talking about? Right? So this is to bring more light to what happened with Jacob Blake. And I get it. I don't have no problem. Whatever. But just understand more has to happen, especially on our end as Black people. We got to be more serious about taking our safety and our future in our hands, making it happen for us. We got to do a better job of protecting us and ourselves. We got to do it. We got to do that. It's on us to save us, and it's on white people to end racism. It's unfortunate what happened to Jacob Blake. It's angering. It's exhausting. Still see this happening on a regular basis. Black people being just treated like less than human by police and vigilantes. Or I don't even want to call them vigilantes. I just want to call them fucktards. Police and fucktards. Right? If you're a racist, you're a fucktard. Point blank period. Ain't no why there's no need to have a heart or humanity or humility toward a savage ass racist, right? Fucktard. So we live in a country where the total history of policing toward Black people has been what it is, what we see right now. It used to be worse. The police have always, 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 always been put in place to keep Black people in place. Always. Never forget that. The police have never been created to be on our side or protect us. You might have had instances where individual officers or individual uh, uh, precincts or sections in police things may have done the right thing, but it's not enough. Definitely not enough. It's not enough for us as Black people to even think that the police have any sincerity, anything towards us that's positive. If you're Black and you have a negative view of police, you have a right to have a negative view of police. You have that right to have that negative view of police if you're a Black person. Police officers, if you don't like it, well, what the fuck you gonna do to change it? To be a part of the change. Demolish the blue line, that blue wall, demolish it. Because it's not keeping us safe. Definitely not keeping us safe. We'll continue victims of police violence. So I have nothing bad to say about any of these protests or walkouts or whatever. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I was surprised how short lived it was. And I read an article, and I don't know how true it was, but according to that article, it was saying that Chris Paul, LeBron James, Andre Iguodala, and the other cats came to an agreement that if they shut the playoffs down and they missed games, then they was gonna miss money. So the article was basically insinuating that players decided to choose money over the protest. So according to that article, I can't confirm that, but if that's true, that's sad. But you know, but Jacob Blake, man, I'm definitely sorry that happened to you. Black people, we gotta do a better job protecting ourselves, caring about ourselves, and making sure we dismantle and demolish any evil that come our way. We got to. We got to. But that's what happened with the NBA players, man. Um, Wednesday decided we ain't playing. WNBA as well. WNBA did the same thing as well, so I decided we ain't playing. So now you even have football players who are being symbolic and vocal and things like that too. So a lot more football players other than the ones who already were, like Kenny Stills, who's still in the league, like Kenny Stills and Eric Reed, um, things like players like that. So give them hell, man. Hey, players, athletes, black athletes, give them hell, man. Give them hell. Give them hell. Take a stand. Stand up. Get these folk hell, man. You being who you are and where you are, and it's for everybody. We keep trying to appeal, like no matter who you are, you're not safe in the racist society if you black. No amount of money that you accumulate, no amount of status or anything will keep you safe in America. The only thing that will keep us safe is us looking out for ourselves and keeping ourselves safe and really and truly protecting ourselves, like literally. So, hey man, NBA players, man, y'all give them hell. Just make sure y'all boys stay on the same page, because they say it's a lot of. They say y'all ain't on the same page. Man, I hope they lies. They saying y'all boys got a little strife going on. I hope that those are lies. I hope y'all boys got y'all stuff together. Because any weak point, they're gonna try to gnaw at and break y'all down. So on the fuckboy side of the protest, right? Mike Pence's chief calls NBA protest absurd, just like his wife said his penis size is absurd because he's so small. While Jared Kushner says he'll reach out to LeBron James. And like I said, I hope LeBron James redirect Jared Kushner to somebody who actually do this, and he don't try to take on that social activist role. Sometimes you got to know where you stand in and where you ain't. So Vice President Mike Pence's chief of staff, Mark Short, appropriate name, Mark Shortstab, Shortstabber, we're calling him Shortstabber, said Thursday that NBA protests over police shooting of Jacob Blake in Kenosha, Wisconsin are absurd and silly. Yeah, your wife said your sex game is absurd and silly. While White House senior advisor Jared Kushner told CNBC that the players were very fortunate to be in a financial position to take the night off from work. That's a dig, that's a stab, because y'all are too. So Jared Kushner, you and Short and Pence and all y'all not in the financial position to take a night off from work. Yeah, I'm in the financial position to take a night off from work. I could see, that's the thing. That's the thing. This is how things are twisted. That's why media like us is needed. I am on my way to being a millionaire. I'm not gonna say I'm not a millionaire. I am definitely closer to being a millionaire than I always have. But I can call into work tomorrow and say I ain't coming and still get paid. Like, people can call in, take a night off work. That's not like an anomaly. That's not like such a huge deal. Like, oh my God, they can take a night. Bitch, I can take a night off work. If I don't feel like going to work tomorrow, I can call in and not go to work and still get paid. So let's stop acting like what they did is just such a privilege. It's not such a privilege. Understand that everybody can't do that, but it's not such a privilege that something that's only exclusive to NBA players. I can do that. I can do that. Stop it. Stop it. And stop it with the slight dig, especially if you're talking about you're gonna reach out to somebody. Stephon LeBron, hey man, I check him on that shit. I check him. If they want to protest, I don't think we care. Short told CNN's Newsday. Well, you do care because you said something. You said something to CNN. So apparently, yeah, your dumb ass care. You come on, man. You talking to CNN, to a news outlet, to my we don't care. You do care. That's why you said something. Comments came to death that NBA postponed 3 scheduled playoff games, prompted by the Milwaukee Bucks' decision not to take the floor for a game against the Orlando Magic. The players are demanding that lawmakers act to address police brutality and racial injustice. Well, the laws need to be enforced equally across the board. The laws are not being enforced because people say you want to change laws and all those things. It doesn't matter if you change laws, laws need to be enforced. If a black man kills somebody unjustly, he go to prison. When the white man kills somebody unjustly, he need to go to prison regardless of position, regardless of him being an officer of the law, regardless of him being a judge or any other of those uppity white people positions, right? Enforce the damn law. In a separate appearance before an event hosted by Politico, Kushner said that he planned to reach out to Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James, an outspoken advocate of policing changes. Make sure you reach out to some actual community activists and advocates who be doing this shit too, Kushner. Don't just reach out to the athlete. Don't pull the Joe Biden and have a sit down with the Cardi B's of the world. Fuck you, Joe Biden. Look, I don't think that peaceful protest has a place. I do think that peaceful protest has a place and it has importance, Kushner said. But I do think that we need to do right. What we need to do right now is to make sure that we take the anger that people have, and we have to move from slogans to constructive solutions. Well, when y'all gonna eat, at least give a slogan, white man. Y'all ain't been doing nothing. Talking about we. The hell you mean we? What y'all been doing? What y'all been doing? Huh? Huh, Mr. White Man? Kushner. You sound like a bitch, Kushner. Shut up, man. Get your dumb ass down, man. Hey, see, they don't talk. Let have a conversation with me, and you come at me with that bullshit. Take the anger out. Why? So if I kill your son right now, I kill a loved one of you right now, you gonna take the anger out? Hell no. Players and teams from MLB to WNBA, MLS, and pro tennis set out events Wednesday night. The NBA players and coaches met for nearly 3 hours to determine the next steps, including whether the season should continue. On Thursday, both the NBA and WNBA announced they would resume their seasons. NBA players are very fortunate that they have a financial position where they're able to take the night off from work without having to have the consequence to themselves financially, Kushner said on CNBC. We already addressed that. Shut up, bitch. I can work at McDonald's. I can work at certain places and take the fucking day off and still get paid. Shut your dumb ass up, man. Shut your ass up. For somebody, and this is coming from somebody who actually has the financial privilege to take a night off. Come on, man. President Donald Trump, who was to deliver his renomination acceptance speech Thursday evening at a scaled-back Republican National Convention, and we're gonna get on that RNC by Herschel Walker, has made restoring the law and order to cities and a centerpiece of his campaign during the summer of sometimes violent protests following the death of George Floyd, a black man who was killed by Minneapolis police. Unjust killings sparked protests. At an appearance earlier Thursday, he said that he didn't know how much the NBA protests and criticized, didn't know much about the NBA protests and criticized the league's television ratings because I think people are tired of the NBA, frankly. He said the league had become a political organization. Yeah, and people criticize your hair and everything about you, and you a bitch, Donald Trump. Short also took aim at the NBA's relative silence over human rights issues in China, a key market for the league. Well, that's true. I did too. The NBA last month faced scathing criticism from Republicans after an ESPN report that young participants in a league program in China were physically beaten by Chinese instructors who were not provided proper schooling. The league and its players have been outspoken in calls for reforms in aftermath of killing Floyd. But now it's the NBA's office, the top office. They try to talk about what's going on in China. It's the black people in the NBA. Hey, black people in America being killed. Why the fuck that's not gonna be at the top of my priority list? Shut up, white man. So the NBA has incorporated its support for the Black Lives Matter movement onto player uniforms and through advertising. Trump has called the movement a symbol of hate. Of course he would. Of course he would. Of course Donald Trump will call a movement that is criticizing the unjust police killings of black people a movement of hate because because it doesn't promote white supremacy. It doesn't support white supremacy. So of course Donald Trump would. Of course. I wouldn't expect anything different from somebody like him. Late Wednesday night, well after the NBA postponed its games for the delay, Sal the CCO, a city councilman in Phoenix, took to Twitter to voice his displeasure with the Lakers and Clippers considering a boycott of the rest of the playoffs. The CCO, who represents sections of South and East Central Phoenix, tweeted that they hope the two teams follow through with the playoff boycotts so we don't have to listen to any more whiny babies. The CCO responded to tweets from national NBA writers, including ESPN Adrian Wojnarowski, reiterated his stance while identifying himself as an official with the city of Phoenix. The CCO doubled down on his comments with the tweet Thursday. I'm tired of these entitled athletes playing in taxpayer-funded stadiums, making millions of dollars pounding on police officers who make $40,000 a year. Public is tired of them too. Well, the CCO, you could shut your ass up and be voted out. We ain't tired. We tired of crackers killing us unjustly, DCCO. How about that? You tired of whining? We tired of fucking dying, DCCO. How about that? We tired of crackers like you or fake crackers like you, because you either a real cracker or you're a fake cracker who want to be down with white people, who white people really don't like, right? We tired of y'all and y'all bull. We tired of not being safe in America. We tired of dying. So we supposed to shut up and die in silence. That's what you're saying to CCO. The NBA players who are black players in America are supposed to shut up and just play ball so black people can just die in silence. Is that what you're saying to CCO? The CCO. Phoenix, what he is, he's an official with the city of Phoenix. Let's look him up. What's his real name? What's his whole name? DeCiccio. Sal DeCiccio. Let's look him up real quick. Sal D-I-C. Sal DeCiccio. Let's see what he looks like. Oh, he old cracker ass cracker. Oh, mayonnaise filled cracker ass cracker. Mayonnaise filled cracker. And then he got some tweet. I really need your help to begin the investigation from this ex-manager of Suns claiming that report that ain't anybody helping you do nothing. You tired of black people standing up for ourselves and saying something about being unjustly killed by the police. Wow. That's crazy, the CCO. That should only mean one thing, that you are suspected white supremacists. Only a suspected white supremacist would tell black people to stop making a big deal of being murdered by police and crazy white people and shut up and be murdered in silence. Only racism, somebody who support racism say something like that. Shut up and enjoy being murdered in silence. Shut up and enjoy being murdered in silence. DeCiccio, that's what you're telling us? To shut up and enjoy being murdered in silence. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's these the people y'all hire. The city of Phoenix. That's how I go down. The city of Phoenix. An official with the city of Phoenix, Arizona. That's how y'all get down to Phoenix, Arizona, huh? All right. But So that's the white people fault. That's the white people angle of some of the fallout from what happened with the NBA protest. White people just had to say something. They're in their feelings. They just have to say something. All right, Sal, the CCO, Sekio, whatever the fuck your name. Sal, the pussy boy. So on to some more positive news. The Jacksonville Jaguars, they appoint Tanisha Tate as VP of Social Responsibility and Impact. Because a lot of these white organizations hiring black people in these positions to make it seem like they dealing with racism. So Jacksonville Jaguars have promoted Tanisha Tate to the newly created position of Vice President of Social Responsibility and Impact, where she would be responsible for creating, programming, and executing the organization's mission to create a positive and meaningful impact in the area. Because it only took them years, 20, 30 years to even get to this point. So Tate, who had served as director of programs for the Jaguars Foundation, grew up in Jacksonville and has been with the franchise for the past 8 years. I am a brown girl from the north side of Jacksonville, a proud Range high school Viking and a woman who didn't realize one could dream of working in professional sports, let alone be able to use a platform as powerful as the Jaguars to break down barriers and build understanding, Tate said in the state. I challenge her to what barriers are being broken. I don't. I am humbled by the commitment Jaguars organization has made to essential issues such as social justice and equity. We know that's not really true. I'm honored to be leading the charge to better my community by leveraging the power of football. My goal is to be a role model for every black and brown girl and woman whose possibilities and potential have yet to be realized. Tate will focus on education, economic advancement, police and community relations, and criminal justice reform, the Jaguars said. I'm interested to see how the Jaguars play a role in police and community relations and justice reform. I'm very curious how a sports franchise who really don't give a shit all of a sudden has the magic sauce. I'm very interested. The Jaguars as an organization have placed strong emphasis on social responsibility and racial equality, and the creation of this position is taking the commitment to an entirely new and appropriate level, Jaguars president Mark Lamping said in a statement. Mark, you lying. We know Tanisha gonna do some things, but let's not act like the Jaguars give a shit. Tanisha gives a shit. The Jaguars don't give a shit. Tanisha cares, not the Jaguars. Tanisha has long been a passionate and loyal member of our team, and her love for Jacksonville and its people is well known to anyone who has spent even a moment with her. This is a natural progression and well-deserved promotion for Tanisha, who will undoubtedly make a difference for everyone who loves the Jaguars and believes that we can do more and better. So how is the Jaguars appointing Tanisha going to help Jaguars help dismantle the system of white supremacy? That's my question. Multiple Jaguars players and staff have participated in marches, but shout out to Tanisha for her promotion. Shout out to Tanisha for her commitment and her thing. Jaguars, we see what y'all doing. We see y'all just trying to make yourself seem like y'all down for the fight. We know that. We know y'all never been. So we know that. But Tanisha, shout out to you. I hope Tanisha, you utilize this platform to actually make a difference in Jacksonville. Shout out to Tanisha. Jaguars, we see y'all. We see. So you got some players from Washington University, the Huskers, who are suing the Big Ten over fall postponement. So these motherfuckers want to play real bad. You're gonna let us play. You're gonna let us play. 8 Nebraska football players have filed a lawsuit. Oh, Nebraska Cornhuskers. Okay, my bad. 8 Nebraska football players have filed a lawsuit against the Big Ten Conference in the District Court of Lancaster County, seeking a reversal from the league on its decision to postpone the fall football season, because playing football is important and everybody getting coronavirus is important as well. The lawsuits claims that the Cornhusker football players have had their career development opportunities harmed by the decision because they don't have the opportunity to play this fall, and also that the Big Ten's postponement has a direct and significant impact on business in Lancaster County and the greater Nebraska area. Right, because making money and playing football and players trying to go to the league on individual terms is more important than everybody being safe from coronavirus. The suit claims that the Big Ten had a flawed and ambiguous decision-making process that caused and will continue to cause irreparable harm to the players for which they have no adequate remedy at law. The 13-page document outlines the ways that postponing a season means the players are without the opportunity to market themselves, set themselves up for name, image, and likeness revenue, which is not allowed yet but could potentially be beginning next year and damage their ability to enhance opportunities for professional football prospects, even though you might get a chance to play in the spring. The players listed as plaintiffs in the case are Garrett Snodgrass, Garrett Nelson, Ethan Piper, Noah Pola Gates, and Alante Brown, Bryant and Bryant and Big Brick Banks, and Jackson Hannah. Several of those players' parents have been at the forefront of the Nebraska football parents group that has been vocal about wanting an explanation from the league and a reversal in its decision, because they really want their kids to go to the league and save the family and get coronavirus and possibly die in the process. The suit also cast doubt on whether the Big Ten Council of Presidents and Chancellors ever formally voted on the decision to postpone, citing several comments from league administrators. Since most of those comments have been made, UNL Chancellor Ronnie Green has said emphatically that there was a formal vote and that it was not unanimous, though a formal tally has not been publicized. Man, sit down, man. It's a coronavirus pandemic, and y'all want to risk everything, life and limb, for football because y'all too trash and y'all garbage in life. Because as parents, you are horrible parents who didn't actually give your kids a good leg up in life to actually be successful, whether they play football or not, and your kids ain't developed nothing but skill to play football. But hey, it's okay to get coronavirus and die trying to get to the NFL. Everybody else should just get coronavirus too, so people can play football. That's not selfish. That's the American way. Everybody should get coronavirus so people can play sports. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Yeah, some NBA playoff scores. So what's today's date? Okay. All right, so let me go back. To. All right, so we start on the 23rd. So Boston ended up sweeping that series with the 76ers, which they should have. 76ers are trash. Joel Embiid, trash. So Sixers get their ass swept 4-0. They're out of there. Go home. You're out of the bubble. Go home. You get CP. Jason Tatum, baller. Jason Tatum been balling in these playoffs. He had 28 points in the closeout game, 15 rebounds, 28 points in the closeout game. Jaylen Brown, 16 points, 5 rebounds in the closeout game. Because Jason Tatum a baller. So the Clippers and the Mavericks actually tied up the series with the Clippers, 135 to 133 in overtime. Luka Doncic got that balling on the boards on the bad ankle. The Raptors in that series with the Nets won with the 4-0 sweep. In the final game, the score was 150 to 122. Utah lead series at this time on 23rd, leading series against the Nuggets. Jazz over the Nuggets. A 129-127 win. At this time, the Bucks took a 3-1 commanding lead over the Magic in the series with a 121-106 lead. And the Thunder, at this time, the Thunder had just tied up the series against the Rockets with a 117-114 win. So come back the next day, the Heat in their series with the Pacers, they actually sweep the Pacers with a 99-87 win in Game 4. The Lakers took a 3-1 commanding lead over the Trailblazers with a 135-115 win. And the Nuggets actually come close in the series on the 25th with the 117-107 win over the Jazz. So the Clippers go up at this time, they go up 3-2 over the Mavericks with a 154-111 win on the 25th. And while the Bucks go ahead and end their series against the Magic this past weekend with the 118-104 win. This is after the postponement. It's after the postponement after Jacob Blake shooting. So the Magic in that series, the Rockets actually go up 3-2 in the series on Thunder with a 114-80 win, while the Lakers end that series against the Trailblazers with a 131-122 win. So still awaiting final scores of the Nuggets, Jazz, Rockets, Thunder, Clippers, Mavericks, and all those things. So we're supposed to have some semifinal games. Let's go ahead and start with the Celtics and Raptors, Heat and Bucks. Waiting on those to happen and waiting to see what's up with these Western Conference games. So that's the NBA playoffs. LeBron been balling, AD been balling, Luka Doncic been balling, CJ McCollum been balling, Jimmy Butler now, Milwaukee, Antetokounmpo been balling. So I'm gonna go deep into the NBA playoffs. But gotta talk about these social issues and stuff. So I'm gonna have a show specifically for the NBA playoffs. It's just a lot of stuff that's been happening socially. So got to get to that. So, we are coming up on the second round of the NBA playoffs. So, we do suspect that the Lakers will end up playing the Rockets, and we do suspect that the Clippers are going to end up playing the Jazz. So, one time for Luka Doncic out there balling on one ankle with that Morris boy keeps stepping on his ankle. So, all right, so CEO of a real estate and development company headquartered in Maryland has become the only Black majority owner of any professional baseball team in the United States. Brandon Bellamy, the chief executive officer of Velocity Cars, based in Prince George's County, will become the owner of a new, yet to be named expansion baseball club in Gastonia, North Carolina. The team will play in the Athletic League of Professional Baseball. The city of Gastonia announced the agreement Tuesday during the press conference at the Gastonia Conference Center. It is especially moving to me to be able to bring the team to North Carolina, not that far away from where my dad grew up, Bellamy told Q City Metro on Tuesday. Bellamy's baseball team, which has not been named yet, will join the Atlantic League lineup next spring for the 2021 season and play in Gastonia's 5,000-seat multipurpose ballpark once construction is completed. According to city officials, the team's stadium will anchor the overarching 16-acre Franklin Urban Sports and Entertainment District, which broke ground in downtown Gastonia last October. Bellamy's company, Velocity, will manage the ballpark and collaborate on economic development projects tied to the stadium, including residential, retail, hotel, and office space properties. Gastonia Mayor Walker Reed III said the agreement is a milestone for the city. This is a milestone for our city and an example of how public-private partnerings can revitalize a community, proving to be beneficial for everyone. That's what Reed said. During the conference, Bellamy also commented on the status of being a majority black baseball team owner. I believe in, okay, let me get better. I believe in hope, opportunity, inspiration, period, he said. So before you ask me questions like that, if you're struggling with anything in your life and you need to push or some encouragement, and you get that from my story, then I'm for you. It doesn't matter what you look like. At Badville, professional sports leagues have made efforts this summer to add diversity to their front lines. Yeah, bullshit. Earlier this month, Jason Wright became the first black man to hold the position of team president for an NFL franchise. In June, Xavier Gutierrez became NFL's first Latino CEO for the Arizona Coyotes. Also, Brandon Thompson became the first person appointed to the newly created position of vice president for diversity and inclusion for NASCAR. That's because these organizations are trying to save themselves. These corporations trying to save themselves, trying to look for the future. This is racism being something that's adaptable. And if it's 2020 and we still haven't first, that means racism is still alive. You shouldn't be creating positions of inclusion and equality and all these things. So just as a regular human being, you can't just trick me as a human being because I'm a human being. You got to go to a class to learn how to treat somebody like a human. That's because racism is still alive. That's why the NBA players walking out, and one time for the NBA players too, man. The NBA players make the NFL players look like some hoes, man. NFL players, you get a handful of them who take a stand. Most NFL players, they're just big nuts. Especially when it comes to social issues. Softest of the soft. Cotton balls, hot, wet tissue soft. So one time for the NBA players. And these playoffs about to heat up as well. Houston, LA series gonna be nice. That Milwaukee, Miami series gonna be cool. The Boston's and Toronto's gonna be cool, and we're gonna see about this Clippers and the Jazz. We're gonna see about that happening. But NBA playoffs, man, I'm looking forward to it being nice. I'm looking forward to it being cool. So look for, especially I'm gonna close out this season with a lot more going, a lot more in depth into the NBA playoffs as I have been. So, you know, get ready for that, especially next week. Get ready for that. It's getting NBA for because it's really going down inside. So you know what time it is, down to the end of our show. And it's time for my weekly rant. And this is gonna be the second one this season. Ain't that boy Herschel your dumbass down Walker. Herschel Walker. The headline is Herschel Walker powerfully sticks up Trump but misconstrues protesting applicants. All right, Herschel Walker, like everybody else, vote for who you want to vote for. I'm not the one to tell you not to vote for Trump. Vote for who you want to vote for. Stop trying to convince the rest of us to vote for Trump. If you want to vote for him, vote for him. Also, stop trying to convince us that he's not racist either. Herschel Walker, you sound like a bitch. See if I can play some of this. See if I can hear some of this. Probably not. It didn't work. But anyway, so I'll just read. It was a night of revisionist history as Republicans kicked off their 4-day Republican National Convention with the theme of honoring the great American story, whatever that means. Apparently, that story involves a president who's definitely not a racist, as his longtime and friend and former NFL player Herschel, sit your dumb ass down, get off of Trump, Dick Walker. Former U.S. Ambassador for the United Nations Nikki Haley and the Senate's only black Republican Tim Scott repeatedly emphasized, you're forgiven if you're thinking, whatever, I don't know what that means, but they basically all night coon for Trump trying to say that he's not racist. Just because someone loves and respects the flag, our national anthem in our country, doesn't mean they don't care about social justice, Walker said on Monday. I care about all of those things, so does Donald Trump. He shows how much he cares about social justice and the black community through his actions, and his actions speak louder than any stickers or slogans on a jersey. Well, Herschel Walker, remind us exactly what Donald Trump has done for the black community. Remind us. Because we can't find anything. So enlighten us, Mr. Herschel Walker. Enlighten us on exactly what Donald J. Trump has done for the black community. Let's read. Maybe if I read some more, he'll tell us exactly what Donald Trump has done. Walker said the above words on the night that featured speakers intent on downplaying the idea that Trump is a racist. Necessary maneuvering given how the president has responded to a season shaped by Black Lives Matter demonstrations. I'm just saying, when white people do something, they are very fine people. When black people are standing up against the white people doing something, they are bad people, thugs, all the bad things that Trump has been saying. And he's been tweeting it and been saying. So Herschel Walker, you think we stupid. We think you stupid, but you think we stupid. You think we don't know how to read and we don't know how to find information. We think you stupid because we know you don't know how to read and find information. Because you got Donald Trump dick stuck down your throat, Herschel Walker. It's sad that as big and strong as you are, you such a bitch on the inside with Donald Trump dick stuck down your throat because you choose to be a Republican, because you like Donald Trump interactions and things that you had, and you feel like we supposed to support Donald Trump and all the things that he do because you do. Herschel Walker, if anybody has respect for you, they foolish. I don't see how anybody who calls themselves a man or a male will have any type of respect for a bitch-made person like you. You are the epitome of what a Sambo is, Herschel Walker. You're going out of your way. He got Jackie Robinson syndrome. That's when you go out of your way to try to fit into a white system that don't want your ass and don't need you. Herschel Walker, you a pet to them. You are a pet to these people. Indeed, Walker took a thinly veiled swipe at the protests that in some ways have defined sports over the past few years. But like other detractors, he warped the situation and even ignored history. As a whole, athletes aren't protesting the flag, nor are they protesting the Star Spangled Banner. Rather, they are protesting police brutality against Black Americans, how racism take easy refuge in a system that too often fails to hold officers accountable for the racial violence they inflict. Because Herschel Walker, you a bitch. I'm not going to stand up to show pride in a flag for a country that oppresses Black people and people of color. Colin Kaepernick, former quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers, who 4 years ago began kneeling during the national anthem, said in 2016. To me, this is bigger than football, and it would be selfish on my part to look the other way. These are bodies in the street and people getting paid leave and getting away with murder. Eventually, Walker and his ilk are aggrieved more by players' support for racial justice or by being called a racist than by at times dangerous behaviors of agents of the state and thus level slippery accusations of disrespect. Especially saying Herschel Walker and the other sellout ass niggas over there, just ignoring what actually happens to Black people just because they want to suck white dick or eat white ass, metaphorically meaning they want to stick up for white people who probably are literally sucking white dick, eating white ass just to be down, which is some sick, dumb shit. But that's what these motherfuckers. When I see people kneeling during kneeling during the playing and disrespecting of our flag and disrespecting our national anthem. What I do personally is turn off the game, Trump said earlier this month, responding to NBA players who had taken a knee. Around the same time, photos of WNBA players in T-shirts that endorsed a Georgia Democrat went viral. But athletes, but athletes know that their dissent is in service of something tactile, urgent. There are bodies in the street. Walker didn't just misrepresent players' motives. He also papered over the fact that, especially for Black Americans, protesting during the playing of the Star Spangled Banner has long had strong ties to civil rights advocacy. Recall the 1968 Olympics when the sprinters Tommy Smith and John Carlos climbed the podium to claim their gold and bronze medals, respectively. National anthem blasting the black, respectively, the national anthem blasting in the background. Each lowered his head and raised the black glove fist in the air. That was the Black Power salute. Smith and Carlos's actions resulted in one of the most famous images come out of an era of massive social and political activism. Unsurprisingly, a James Baldwin quote is as neat and distillation as neat a distillation of the protests among athletes and as pithy a rebuttal to Walker's Monday remarks as might be possible. I love America more than any other country in this world, and exactly for this reason, I insist on the right to criticize her perpetually. Baldwin writes in notes of native saying all that. But Herschel Walker, you're a disgrace to your family. You're a disgrace to your race. I seen a video. You got your little weak ass son up there with you, sitting out there talking about you love Donald Trump, talking about black racism don't happen. Little weak ass, bitch ass, hoe ass son up there with you, sound just like his weak ass, bitch ass, hoe ass daddy. It's sad that such a physically imposing man, somebody who's such an athletic freak, is such a mental midget and emotional bitch, and such a follower. For you to really believe this, or even agree to go along with this crap that's come out of the mouth of Donald Trump, Herschel Walker, I don't even know what to say, really, other than you just a soft, bitch made fuck boy. And that's all it is to you. You're a nobody at this point in your life and career. You're a nobody who's trying to be somebody, who's trying to be remembered. And now you're going to be remembered for being a Trump dick sucker. You're going to be remembered for having Trump's dick down your throat, caping for the wrong team. You are going to end up on the wrong side of history just because you want to be mentioned. Fuck you, Herschel Walker. Fuck you. All right, man, that's all the time I got right here on the Fix Sports Podcast. Stay tuned next week. I do have an interview coming up. And like I said, I'm gonna have a lot more NBA playoff information for you coming up next week. But I do have an interview coming up with you next week, and some more NBA playoff information. Of course, our HBCU Spotlight, now weekly rant. I am Joseph Ward. Remember, we are available. Podcasts are available on freedomtrainradio.com, our website. Also, podcasts are available on all of your favorite podcast platforms: iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify. Wherever you listen to podcasts, all you got to do is search Freedom Train Network, Fix Sports Podcast, and it's going to come up. Remember, you can support me on Patreon at patreon.com/thefix. That's how we get down. I am Joseph Ford, and I will be up out this thing. So, yeah. Hold on. Let me end this thing right. Got to end this thing right. You know what I'm talking about? Because we don't end it right, we ain't talking about nothing tonight. You know what I'm talking about? If we don't end it right, we ain't talking about nothing tonight. So that being said, hey man, like I always say, see y'all next time. Two fingers act like a player. I am up out of here. Peace out.